What if one of the biggest royal power shifts in recent years happened without a single public announcement? No grand ceremony, no official celebration, just a quiet decision made behind palace doors that sent shockwaves through royal circles. And at the center of that decision stood Catherine, Princess of Wales. But this wasn't just about a charity patronage. According to royal insiders, it revealed something much bigger: who the monarchy believes will help shape its future. Let's take a closer look. For years, this particular patronage was closely linked to Meghan Markle and her identity as a working royal. It represented influence, opportunity, and the promise of a modern role inside one of the world's oldest institutions. So when reports emerged that Catherine would be taking on the responsibility, royal watchers immediately realized this was about far more than administrative paperwork. Today, we're exploring why this decision sparked so much discussion, what it may reveal about the future of the monarchy, and why many observers see it as a powerful symbol of changing royal priorities. Let's get into it. THEWHI Spurs That Started IT All. The story didn't begin with an announcement. It began with whispers. According to reports, conversations about a major patronage transition had been taking place quietly for months behind palace walls. Royal insiders described an atmosphere of unusual caution. The reason? Because everyone involved understood that this wasn't simply another charity appointment. The patronage had become strongly associated with Meghan during her time as a working royal. For supporters, it represented her potential to modernize the institution and bring a fresh perspective to royal service. That's why early rumors about a possible change were initially dismissed by many observers. They sounded too unlikely to be true. But then signs began appearing. Private meetings increased. Schedules shifted. Senior advisors reportedly became reluctant to discuss future plans. Individually, these details meant very little. Together, however, they suggested that something significant was unfolding. And at the center of those discussions was Catherine. Why this patronage mattered so much. To understand the reaction, you have to understand what royal patronages really represent. On paper, they're charitable responsibilities. In reality, they're often symbols of trust, influence, and institutional confidence. They help define a royal's public identity. When Meghan joined the royal family, this patronage became one of the clearest symbols of her future within the monarchy. Media coverage was overwhelmingly positive. Commentators praised her energy. Supporters celebrated what they viewed as a new chapter for the royal family. For a time, the appointment seemed to embody possibility. But royal institutions operate differently than public opinion. While headlines focus on excitement, palace officials tend to prioritize consistency, stability, and long-term commitment. Those values became increasingly important as tensions within the royal family grew. Following Meghan and Harry's departure from royal duties, questions naturally emerged. Who would carry these responsibilities forward? What would happen to roles that had become closely associated with former working royals? And how should the institution prepare for the future? Those questions would eventually become impossible to ignore. Thafraim's QSDascent. While public attention focused on royal drama, Catherine was building something else entirely: trust. Her rise inside the monarchy wasn't driven by headlines or controversy. It was built through years of consistent service, engagement after engagement, initiative after initiative, responsibility after responsibility. Those who worked within royal circles increasingly viewed her as dependable, disciplined, and committed. And inside an institution that values continuity above almost everything else, those qualities carry enormous weight. After becoming Princess of Wales, Catherine's responsibilities expanded dramatically. With greater visibility came greater expectations. Yet many observers noted that she appeared to embrace those challenges rather than avoid them. Over time, her reputation continued growing, not because of dramatic moments, but because of reliability. And eventually, that reliability became one of her greatest strengths. The meetings that changed everything. As speculation intensified, a series of private meetings reportedly began attracting attention among palace watchers, senior advisors, royal secretaries, trusted officials. Many of the people involved were experienced figures accustomed to managing sensitive transitions. Their participation suggested something larger than routine planning. According to reports, discussions focused on a fundamental question: what should the future of this patronage look like? Circumstances had changed. The institution had changed. Public expectations had changed. And palace officials reportedly believed uncertainty could not continue indefinitely. During these discussions, Catherine's name appeared repeatedly, not as a symbolic figure, but as someone increasingly viewed as capable of carrying greater responsibilities. As consultations continued, momentum reportedly began building toward a consensus centered on continuity, stability, and long-term planning. And eventually, a decision was reached. The announcement that sparked debate. When confirmation finally arrived, reaction was immediate. For Catherine's supporters, the appointment represented recognition of years of dedication and service. Many viewed it as a natural progression, another step in her growing role within the monarchy. But others saw the development differently. Supporters of Meghan questioned both the timing and the symbolism of the decision. Almost overnight, what could have been a routine announcement became one of the most discussed royal stories of the year. Comparisons between Meghan and Catherine intensified. Commentators debated their different approaches, their different paths, and their different relationships with the institution. What emerged wasn't simply a conversation about a patronage. It became a broader discussion about influence, loyalty, legacy, and the future direction of the monarchy itself. Dh Bidger message Hind Dh Sisian. According to many royal observers, the real significance wasn't the appointment itself. It was what the appointment appeared to symbolize. Royal institutions rarely communicate through dramatic speeches. More often, they communicate through actions, through responsibilities, through carefully considered appointments, and through the people they choose to place at the center of important roles. Many analysts believe this decision reflected growing confidence in Catherine's expanding position within the royal family. Her influence has increased steadily over the years. Her responsibilities continue to grow, and her public image remains closely associated with stability and service. Taken together, these factors have led many observers to view her as one of the most important figures in the monarchy's future. The patronage transition simply reinforced that perception. Hat tat thifs cooled mean for the future. At its core, this story isn't really about one patronage. It's about succession. It's about preparation. And it's about how institutions evolve while maintaining continuity. For years, Prince William and Catherine have been described as the future of the monarchy. Recent developments suggest that future may already be taking shape. Their responsibilities are expanding. Their visibility continues to grow. And confidence in their leadership appears stronger than ever. Many royal watchers see this transition as part of a broader effort to prepare the institution for its next chapter. Whether one agrees with that interpretation or not, it's clear that the symbolism of the decision has resonated far beyond the patronage itself. In the end, this wasn't simply a story about who gained a patronage and who lost one. It was a story about trust, continuity, and the future direction of the monarchy. For many observers, the appointment symbolized Catherine's growing influence and the royal family's long-term vision for the years ahead. But what do you think? Do you see this as a routine royal transition, or as a powerful sign of changing priorities within the monarchy? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest royal updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.